Welcome to the Nerd Party.
Scully,
Yes?
marry me.
I love you and I like you.
I love you and I like you.
I love that woman. I love her more than sharks love blood.
I love you.
You don't.
Hello, I'm the girl,
And I'm Tristan Riddell.
and this is Nerd Nuptial episode 54.
That's right, 54 episodes, and we have a lot to talk about today.
Yeah, kind of an eclectic episode.
Yeah, we're gonna try to juggle some things. We, as you probably guessed from the title and also the artwork, we're talking about the Santa Clarita Diet, which is a Netflix original show. And we want to open with a little bit of Lego Batman. I know we're really late to the party.
Very late.
But we also want to, as we talk about Santa Clarita, we want to talk about, just zombie movies and zombie TV and everything like that and what draws us to it and everything. But before we get into that, I want to rant a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
I haven't had a good rant in a long time. I think
That's true.
I think I'm due a good rant.
I'll get out the soapbox.
Okay, please do. All right, this is going to be one of my more prudish rants. Okay.
Oh, okay.
What the hell happened to TV?
Just in general.
Just a grand statement right there. What the hell happened to TV? Okay, so I'm on my paternity leave.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the second half of my paternity leave.
Yes.
So I'm having 2 weeks off
Mm-hmm.
with you and the baby who is in earshot right now.
Yes.
And so we've been running errands, we've been going out, we've been sleeping in as much as we can, and we've been watching TV and movies, and it's been a lot of fun. So we've been trying new things, and we've been trying all these shows that have been built up in our queue for so long, and Santa Clarita Diet was one of them, and Lego Batman was a movie we wanted to see. That's why we're a little late to the party, but we were able to do all these things because I'm off, and we have a great support system and everything like that. And so one thing we wanted to try was the OA,
Yeah.
which is a Netflix show. And you've heard a little bit about it on the network on some other shows if you've been listening to other shows and everything like that. And right when we watch it, it's interesting, it's intriguing, it's a little slow, right at the beginning. But then just out of nowhere, boom, graphic sex scene. Apropos of absolutely nothing,
Yeah.
which is one of my favorite phrases. It comes out of nowhere and it's super graphic, super nudity, just like boom, right in your face. And I was just like, oh my God, I'm not in the mood for this. And I turned it off. And then we move on to something. And so I was like, hey, maybe we'll try Aziz Ansari's new show, like The Master, something like that. And so I turned that on.
Master of None, I think it's called.
Oh, is it Master of None?
Mhm.
That's right. Oh, wait,
Yeah.
no, Master is that is that Philip Seymour Hoffman and Joaquin Phoenix movie.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
That also had awkward sex.
That also had awkward stuff in it too. No, yeah, Master of None and everything like that. I was like, everybody's talking about this one, or at least everybody was. We'll
Yeah, it was
find
a
out
while
sometime.
ago. Mhm.
And then this wasn't even like a little bit down the ways. This was opening scene. We see Aziz Ansari, someone who I don't want to see having sex, and then they're talking about a broken condom. I'm like, what is wrong with you people? And we're like, okay, let's try something else. Let's just move on to something else. And so we switch over to HBO, which was our first mistake.
I was going to say, that was dumb.
And so I turned it to a show called Crashing, which was by a comedian as well. I was like, oh, I like this guy. This guy's funny. I can't remember the name of the comedian, but let's try that one. And then opening scene, they're cooking dinner, and I'm like, he's with his girlfriend, and they're cooking dinner. I'm like, oh, this is nice. And then she turns to him and then says something in graphic language of what she wants him to do to her, and he's like, okay, I'll oblige. And then boom, they're on the floor, half naked, and then she requests a sexual act that I can't reference because this is a family-friendly show, and my daughter is in earshot. And then I turned that off, and I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, we could not win today. We just chose the wrong selection.
Okay, that's the thing is that, that's fine. Like, one thing that we actually went to was Big Little Lies. Like, we started watching a little bit of that. Mm-hmm. And, with Santa Clarita Diet, we know that there's going to be, there's going to be violence, there's going to be gore, because it's satirical zombie stuff. Mm-hmm. And with Big Little Lies, we know that it's going to be an adult nature, and it's going to be, you know, like they kind of played it as a little sexy, you know, a little dangerous and things
You're
like
kind
that.
of ready for that.
Yeah, you're ready for that. But when you turn on something randomly, like, oh, this one's supposed to be dark and mysterious about a girl that's gone, and then just wham bam, just like it's just like they just throw it at you and throw it in your face, and I just see, this is like, some people, I'm sure they're rolling their eyes at me. That's why I said it was going to be one of my more prudish rants. Is that they're rolling their eyes, saying like, "Oh my God, Tristan, your delicate sensibilities are getting in the way."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm fine. Like, if you prepare me, I'm fine.
Well, usually you can see that stuff coming, whereas, you know, I feel like a lot of it wasn't, you know, there was no warning at all. And so it's almost like setting the tone for the rest of the show. But sometimes I think we found that it doesn't set the tone for the rest of the show, and yet they just have to like throw that in. And I don't know, it just immediately turns us off to the show if they have to do that.
That's the thing, is that I feel like sometimes it's almost lying to us. Like, even with Santa Clarita Diet, like, they open the show and they have their neighbors very openly discussing sexual topics with them in front of their children and out in the open, and just like, that's what neighbors do. And you're like, oh my gosh, no. I was like, I don't know if I'll be able to handle this. Like, I don't want this 24/7. But then that was like the last that you really heard. I mean, that's not the last you heard of it, but
it was not like that the entire time.
Yeah, it wasn't like that the entire time. And it's just, it's so weird, because I feel like with all these new shows, they do that. It's just like, they throw it out there. They're like, okay, you know, even though this show is not exclusively sexy or about sex, or it's not going to inundate you with, you know, graphic talk or anything like that, let's just do it right out in the open. Show them that we're fearless. That's right, we're fearless. You're like, are you fearless? No, because now everybody's doing it.
That's true. It's nothing new.
It's nothing new, and it's just kind of...
But we're prudes, and it bothers us still.
That's true. That's true. Call me a prude if you want. But just, like I said, if you build up to it, if you show me, like, if you... like,
or a relationship. Like, if you show a relationship, then we're going to be expecting it. But
yeah,
if it's out of nowhere or just for the shock factor, then...
Well, like with Big Little Lies, like, we knew that stuff was coming because we knew what type of show it was. And also, they led up to it. It wasn't just, like you don't see somebody, you know, like, having a conversation at a cafe and then smash cut to, you know, like, two bare bodies or more,
right?
You know, like, having graphic sex. It's just
right. It's true.
It just I just needed to let loose. I just needed to let go.
The Young Pope did that too.
Did the Young Pope do that?
Yeah, it did that. There was some of that. Like, there was like a...
Oh my gosh, yes, and it happened in the 4th or 5th episode.
Yeah, and we were laughing because we were like, we were laughing because it was just so ridiculous that it was like that number of like the 4th or 5th episode of an HBO show. Like, they have to put that in there.
Like 4 to 6 episodes in.
But at least we were invested in the show. Whereas the ones we tried today, it was like, why should I be invested in this show if you're going to do that to me? Yeah, you're like, it's like first episode, first 15 minutes, sometimes first 30 seconds. Right. And it's completely off-putting. Yeah. But yeah, we talked about that during Westworld, about how every HBO show, episode 4 or episode 5 or episode 6, it's always one of those 3. There's going to be a graphic orgy. Like, they have to have, not just a sex scene, an orgy. Go big or go home. That's the name of the episode. Yeah, so with Big Little Lies, which I constantly want to call Little Big Lies, we'll see if that happens. So I guess we could talk about that one. I mean, there's not much to talk about. It's like PTA on crack. Like, it's Nicole Kidman, Reese Witherspoon. Yeah. I'm just in awe of their houses in that show. Yeah. Like, their houses have these amazing views of the ocean. Yeah, just imagine, like, if you guys don't know what Big Little Lies is, just imagine really affluent people living at the beach, and they have nothing to do but connive and backstab the PTA. That's all it is. There's the show. And yet we're still watching it. That's right. That's right. So it must give us something. It's a little predictable too. It is, yeah. But I'm a little interested. I don't know. I'm interested to see it. Like, I'll keep watching it, but you know, it's...
Well,
it's just okay.
It's a murder mystery. Like the show starts with a murder. We have no idea who got murdered,
right?
And we have no idea who did the murdering.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a miniseries. I think it is billed as a miniseries. Like this isn't going to have a second season,
Mm-hmm.
although we've heard that before. And so we're trying to figure out the entire time. They kind of like cut in little interstitials of people being interviewed about the murder, so it's multiple timelines. And so you never know who. You don't know who it's going to be. I'm assuming until the end.
Yeah.
And I think that's because we know it's a limited investment, and because it will have a payoff.
Right.
I think that's why you and I
think
are
so.
sticking with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Lego Batman. Real gear shift.
I was just gonna
from talking
say
about orgies and like inappropriate innuendo and graphic sex scenes. Now let's talk about Lego
Batman. That's a terrible transition.
It was probably one of my worst transitions. I could have created a segue, but it's too dirty. Probably like everyone who's probably going to see Lego Batman has probably seen it. And it's not like you can spoil anything about Lego Batman.
I was going to say.
Batman saves the day.
Well, it was funny because we were laughing to ourselves that we probably will see more movies in theaters now because that's like our outing.
Mm-hmm.
Because for the baby, like to get out, like why not go see a movie?
Right.
So maybe we will do more reviews now if we keep up with that trend.
It's true, and we do love doing reviews.
Yeah.
And also this one, this was our dream. Any of you who follow us on Instagram saw pictures of it. We went there at 4:15 on a Wednesday.
Yeah, because we could. So why not?
Yeah. Why not? Exactly. We walk in, there's not a single person in the theater.
Not one.
Trailers start, nobody comes in. Movie starts, nobody comes in.
We move over seats. We
move over to get the better seats, and it is my ideal movie-going experience.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And they had, we have a movie theater that's really fancy, and they have these huge leather recliners that basically turn into a bed. And so we snuggled.
It's true.
And it was nice.
Yeah,
so we snuggled awesome. During Lego Batman.
Yeah, that's right. It was a good time.
That was the best part of the movie.
Oh yeah, no, that was for sure the best part. Just having it to all to ourselves. Yeah.
we have some friends who are the exact opposite of us when it comes to crowds and community and everything like that. You and I are very much people who like to keep to themselves. Like we'll wave to our neighbors, but don't come near me. Kind of people. And we love
our friends, but
we love our friends, but we just don't like people. It's mainly just me.
It's more you.
You're a much nicer person than I am.
I get you out of the house more than you would.
But like our friends, like if they go to a movie, they want to be surrounded by people. They want the community atmosphere. They want to laugh with them. They want to cry with them.
Yeah, they want to go to a restaurant that's completely packed and
if they
like
go
the
to a
restaurant,
restaurant,
yeah,
if they go to a restaurant that's empty, they will turn around and go to another restaurant.
Which is crazy to us. We're like, but you have it all to yourself. That's amazing.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Right.
Yeah.
So they probably would have walked out of Lego Batman. They're like, this is amazing.
So besides the movie-going experience, what did you think of the movie?
It was just okay.
Just okay?
Yeah. I mean, there were some fun moments and some funny moments where we laughed out loud. But the Lego movie was way better, in my opinion.
It was. The Lego movie was better.
Yeah. Like if I had a choice to watch one or the other, I would definitely watch the Lego movie.
See, this is the thing. Like, I don't feel like I need to watch the Lego Batman movie again.
No, it kind of like that happened.
Yeah, I feel like I checked it off my list. Okay,
yeah.
I saw that.
Right.
And it was really good at the beginning.
Yeah, they established the world and the character really well at the beginning. But then it didn't really go anywhere. I mean, it did because there was like an act structure or whatever. But I think it was mainly because like the character doesn't really change a whole lot. There wasn't a lot. But it's a kids movie, so it's hard to like judge it too harshly.
It's true. I mean, I feel like they took a short film idea and turned it into a feature film. I feel like this would have been a great 45-minute movie. I think this would have been a really solid 45-minute movie, and it was an hour and 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And the opening was really funny. It was really clever. The animation is great.
Of course.
The script was really good at the beginning, and it was just we were laughing out loud. We were like slapping our knees figuratively. I don't know if people do that anymore. But it had a lot of great voice acting, and Will Arnett is hilarious.
Yeah.
But as it moved on, you found yourself laughing less and less, and then you found yourself being interested. less and less.
Yeah, like especially towards the. I mean, I feel like it was a little too long. Like we were talking about. I feel like, for him to actually like change and all that, I feel like it took too long, and I feel like it was a little boring towards the end. To be honest, it was a little boring. Yeah.
I don't want to be in a movie and be bored. Like I don't want to. I don't want to go to, especially a kids movie.
Yeah, I was thinking about a kid watching it, and I was like, if I'm bored at this point, then I can't imagine a kid watching it.
Yeah.
Unless they're just so obsessed with Legos or something. But we're obsessed with Batman, and we were still kind of bored, so I don't know.
I did love the Catwoman interpretation.
Oh, that was my favorite part. Yeah, the meow meow meow.
Yeah, every once in a while you would hear a meow meow.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And it was like what's the name of that character from Mr. Rogers' neighborhood?
Oh yeah, I can't remember.
Like, meow 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 meow.
Yeah.
Meow, meow, meow. It was basically just that character, but with a whip.
Right.
Well, yeah, that's a clash of childhood memories right there.
It's disturbing.
All right, are we on HBO or
I
what?
I don't know. I was gonna say I think the first topic bled into this one.
Everything's blending together. So yeah, I'd say I don't know, like out of 10, a 6, 7. Is that too generous?
I think it's generous, but I'm usually a little harsher.
You are much harsher than I am. But yeah, it's just like it was a great premise and a great opening, but just continually stalled after that.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, let's move on to the main topic, Santa Clarita Diet. This one's starring Drew Barrymore and Timothy Olyphant. I really like Timothy Olyphant. I like him a lot. And
we were big Justified fans for a while, and then it got kind of stupid.
Yeah, we liked
didn't
the
like
first
it as
3
much.
seasons. It's kind of like Fringe, we're in love with the first 3 seasons, and then it just kind of petered out after that. It got a little weird.
It was kind of fun seeing him in a comedic role too.
I was thinking about that too. Yes, this is for those of you who don't know what the show is. It's a satirical, absurd take on suburbia, but mixed in with some zombie type aspects. It's I know that sounds kind of weird, but it's a weird type of show.
Yeah.
And it's 30-minute episodes, and so it's real quick, real fast.
That was nice. That was kind of refreshing on Netflix.
It was. I was really glad that they took it with the shorter episodes, because you didn't need any more than that. And I think it was only 10 episodes. And so 10 episodes, 30 minutes, we're talking 5 hours max. You could do that in a Saturday if you were dedicated.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like it didn't need any more than that, and I think that they were smart about their timing and everything about that. Yeah.
How the story goes is that Drew Barrymore becomes infected, and we have no idea how she got infected or how she got sick or how she became undead, where she's a realtor with her husband, Timothy Olyphant. They're married, and they're kind of a power couple in the realtor market. And she just throws up like crazy, like whatever you're imagining, triple it. And she throws up this little red ball, and they don't know what it is. And then Timothy Olyphant tries to find her pulse. It's not there. She's bleeding like this black tar substance. She doesn't really feel any pain. And her id has taken over, so she has no impulse control. She's super sexually excitable. And so like just the hijinks that ensue from that. But like they take a comedic take. And I think that's one thing that I didn't expect but really appreciated, was that it's absurdist.
Yeah.
It is not reality. You have to just go with it.
Yeah. I felt like from the very first episode, you were kind of like, okay, this is the tone of the show. I think they did a good job of setting the tone of the show and what was going to happen throughout in the first episode. And not every show is able to do that. So I thought it was good. And so if you watch the first episode and you're interested, I would suggest keep going.
Yes, yeah, and like we said, it's real quick, and it's not a big time investment.
Right.
Like you don't have to wait week to week, and it's not 13 episodes that are an hour long. It's 10 episodes, half an hour, and so you can definitely power through it. And I was surprised at how entertained I was with this show.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too. I thought it was fun. I think I became more and more invested in it versus like petering out. I liked it. I think that the casting, like I wasn't sure at first about the casting, but then I really enjoyed it. Like I thought Drew Barrymore was fun, and Timothy Olyphant. I liked their coupling. Like
They're
it was
dynamic.
but I would never put them together.
No.
It was weird. It was like I would never put those two people together, but it worked.
And I've never seen Timothy Olyphant in a comedic role, like you mentioned before, and he's really funny.
Oh yeah, great timing. Yeah,
He has great expression, great timing, and he goes over the top only when he needs to.
Yeah.
And I was really I always.
I think
he was
made
talented.
me laugh the most in the show, like for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. Like Drew Barrymore, definitely. Oh, that's Ripley. Yeah, Drew Barrymore. She very much. I mean, she impressed me, and I liked her in it. But she was definitely playing second fiddle to his comedic value.
In my opinion, too. Yeah, I would agree.
I was surprised by that because Drew Barrymore is super talented, and she has a huge, long history and pedigree. But Timothy Olyphant stole the show.
Yeah, for sure.
And I know, like as we said, we were big Justified fans, and he's the lead in that show, and it's much more of an action show, action drama, and so he kind of always played the badass character, but he did have some funny moments, but not. It wasn't like wall-to-wall funny moments.
No. It was much more like maybe once an episode type of situation. Yeah, with Drew Barrymore, I hadn't seen her in a super comedic role, I don't feel like. I mean, yeah, she's been in comedies before, but as like a comedic lead with him, I think she did a really good job. And she wasn't like annoying or anything like that. Like, you know, that character could be annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like she's taken to being a mom in film and TV very gracefully.
That's true. It is funny to see some of these actresses kind of, they're now the mom.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see like that we're, you know, obviously like the young actresses at our when we were growing up are now like the moms.
It's true. Like you're now a mom.
Yeah.
And now some of our.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying time is passing is what I'm saying. But yeah. I think the casting was great. The daughter, I was worried at first. I was like, oh, is this going to be a stereotypical thing? It's like she's just going to be boring. Is she going to be like just the rebel? And they did do the rebellious storyline, which was very much a trope. But at the same time, they kept it interesting and believable. That aspect believable and everything like that. And I grew to like that actress. And
I like the neighbor boy.
The neighbor boy was hilarious.
Yeah.
He was in the Spider-Man movies, like the Amazing
really?
Spider-Man movies.
Oh, okay.
And I bet that's the only other time that I've seen him. And I thought that was going to be another boring storyline and a trope because he was the boy next door, and you know how were they going to tackle that? And but it was done quite well.
It was like nerdy, but in a different way than I think is typically done. Like
it was a relatable nerd.
Yeah, exactly. Versus, you know, like the whole pencil pushing. I don't know that.
Yeah,
type
like
of,
the big black frame glasses,
exactly.
the funny voice, the socially inept. I mean,
right.
Like he's a huge nerd and he's into nerdy things, but at the same time, you could see him getting a date.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So I related to him quite closely.
I'm sure you did. Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I thought it was I think surprising because I wasn't sure. Sure. Like just seeing like the trailer for it and everything, I was like, I don't know if this is going to be for us. It looks pretty gross.
Yeah.
There are some gross moments. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah, we should probably warn the viewers. Like if you haven't seen it yet, and you're wondering if you're gonna see it, like it does have some gross moments.
Oh yeah, no, there are certain ones you're like, ugh.
So like surprisingly shocking moments where she's the undead and she can't control herself, and so they murder people.
Right.
They're murderers.
Right.
And it kind of reminded me of like as I'm watching it, I'm analyzing it obviously, and I'm thinking like, how am I relating to these people? How are the producers and the writer and the director and everything like that? How are they trying to convey these characters to me, and how am I supposed to perceive them? Because as I'm watching them, I'm like, I like these people, but they're murderers. And how are they getting me to like them? And I think it's because they were mixing the mundane with the absurd and with the unbelievable. Because at the same time when they were talking about like ditching a body, like a gruesome, bloody body in the woods or in the desert. They're talking about how she forgot to bring the Tupperware lid.
Yeah.
And it's filled with stuff like that.
Right. I think part of it too is like, I think I even said to you, like, that's one dedicated husband. Because I guess like the idea of like you love your spouse so much that you're gonna do anything that it takes.
Yeah.
And so I think that also is really relatable, that, if you really love someone, how far would you go?
And that asks that question.
Oh,
and
yeah,
answers
constantly.
It for Timothy
Right.
Olyphant.
It's true. Yeah.
It's like, how far would you go for your family?
Right. Exactly. And, how, in an absurd way, obviously. But yeah, it's interesting. I liked it.
And like the storyline, the plot of the show is that she gets this infliction, and so they try to live with it because she murders someone. And she doesn't realize, she can't control herself. And so she's like, oh crap, what did I do? I couldn't control myself. It just happened. What if this happens again? So they have to dispose of the body. But once she tasted human flesh, she can't go back to eating raw beef or chicken or anything like that. And so, they're like, what do we do? I'm starving. I have to eat. So what do we do? And they're like, do we just kill bad people?
Yeah.
And another subset of the story is trying to find a cure. And so he keeps going to all these paranormal shops and, and then finds a book, like an old Serbian book that describes her condition. And apparently she's not the only one who's gone through it. And it just, this whole storyline, it's only 10 episodes. It just takes place over the course of a couple of weeks. And there were times when I was just like, wow, that's really graphic, or like, wow, that's really sexual. Or like, wow, that is way too much information. Like, these neighbors are giving like way too many intimate details about their lives. Like, maybe it's because we don't talk to our neighbors, and maybe this is a good reason why we don't talk to our neighbors, because maybe neighbors are this open about their sex lives.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. And so that was a little weird and a little off-putting. Yeah, I give it really high marks. I was so surprised at how much I enjoyed this. I think I'd give it an 8 out of 10.
Really?
Yeah, I really would. Well, how about you?
7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. That's generous for you.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So what is it? Okay, so what is it about the zombie genre? Is this show funny or interesting because of the zombie genre? Like, what if it was a vampire? Would it be as good? Or what if it was...
Do you think it's because we're like in the more into zombies more than we are in vampires anymore? Or?
Well, that's what I'm asking. Like, what if it was aliens? Or what if it was vampires? Or what if it was just some random disease? Or what if it was, I don't know, something else? Are we intrigued by it? Do we like it because it is zombies? Or is that just a byproduct?
I think the idea of zombies is interesting because it's that idea that maybe this possibly could happen. Whereas, like a virus of some type. Although this one's very like far-fetched because,
Yes.
She's like still functioning or everything like that. It's almost like Sweeney Todd meets, I don't know, like Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
I think that's a very apt description. I was thinking Sweeney Todd too.
Were you? Okay.
I was thinking Sweeney Todd a lot because, like, when I was talking about, as I was analyzing it, like, why do I like these people? How are they making me do this? Because during Sweeney Todd, you like those people, even though. Yeah. Well, I mean, you like watching them.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's the key difference, is that
like watching them.
Like, you like watching Sweeney Todd and Mrs. Lovett, but you actually like Timothy Olyphant and Drew Barrymore's characters.
True.
Even though they do the same horrible things.
Yeah, I guess it's maybe the motivation too. Whereas it's not like about revenge like Sweeney Todd. It's more about like survival and like making sure that she can, be a part of her family. So I think that's part of it. It's kind of like at the end of Shaun of the Dead when they keep the best friend in the shed. It's like they're gonna keep him around. It's the same idea with Drew Barrymore's character, like keep her functioning or whatever.
Yeah, and
Player 2 has entered the game.
And that's it. Like, see, that's the thing, is that we're big Shaun of the Dead fans. We love Walking Dead, and we are, now we can add this to the pantheon of, of zombie stuff that we love. What is it about zombie stuff that we like so much? Like, what is so intriguing about zombies in general? Not just Santa Clarita Diet, not just Shaun of the Dead, but why is so much made? Because the zombie, everybody thought that the zombie trend would go away like the vampire trend did. But this trend has been going strong for a decade, if not longer.
That's true. Yeah, like I said, I think it might have to do with like the idea of you turning. Well, vampires are like that too, though. You turning into something else.
Well, vampires. I think the difference between vampires and zombies is that vampires are usually always portrayed as sexy.
That's true.
You know, it always has that sexual element to it.
With the zombie, it's not so much that
Yeah,
way.
if you find zombies sexy, go see your therapist.
You're Tina from Bob's Burgers. Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Right. But seriously, go see your therapist. There's something wrong. But yeah, with vampires, you have the exchanging of fluids and just like the eternal, the eternal life, and like vampires are always played by beautiful people. You know, like with zombies, but you have rotting flesh, and disease, and just. Bleh. But yet, we're like the trend lasted longer with zombies, so it's not the sexual element.
I think it's the survival element of like avoiding becoming a zombie. I think that's mainly what it is. And I mean, in this case, it's not like in a post-apocalyptic world. It's in, suburbia. So I think that's what makes it interesting and something more unique.
That's true. That's true.
Because most, like, think of a zombie land. That's like post-apocalyptic types. Well, maybe not, but no. Like in a wasteland type environment.
Yeah.
And
Shaun of the Dead is 28 days later.
Yeah. I mean, Shaun of the Dead is like right at the beginning of it, but same thing with like Walking Dead. You see it like you're in the middle of that.
Well, I guess Shaun of the Dead never went full post-apocalyptic.
No, not really.
Yeah, they survived.
They were more. It was more that suburban
kind of like World War Z. Like there was survival.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think it's the survival factor that maybe turns us on to that.
You might be onto something, because zombie preparedness, is a thing.
Oh yeah,
where people will bulk up. Like think about Y2K and all these militia nuts that we have that have the bomb shelters in their backyard and like 15. Like assault rifles hanging on the wall, like they're prepared for something.
Right.
Like especially in America, we live in a culture where we're preparing for something.
Right.
Like no matter what political spectrum you're on, you're preparing for something. Like the end of the world. However you think the end of the world is going to happen, whether it's zombies, the government toppling over, or the rapture, like whatever it is, you're preparing for it.
It's true.
Or you're thinking about it. And so, maybe that's the thing, because with the zombie films and comic books and TV shows and everything like that, it's always the hordes of zombies. It's always the hordes coming at you. And with the vampire aspect, it's more of an individual basis. It's more of one person
I think that's
coming at
what's
you.
interesting about this show is that it does deal with more of the individual, whereas and it kind of like takes that aspect where you're getting to know this zombie, whereas you don't really see that. There was that one movie where that was like a zombie that like had feelings. Do you remember that?
Yeah, right. It was like this loose interpretation of Romeo and Juliet or something like that. Oh, I did not like that movie. It was like Warm Bodies. I think that's what it's called. Warm Bodies. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I think so. The individual aspect is very interesting of that, and I think you really are onto something with the survivalist aspect of it.
Yeah. Well, we've taken like quizzes like how long would you last in the zombie apocalypse, and we were like,
15
oh
minutes.
yeah, like seriously. We've always talked about like neither one of us have skills that would translate into the zombie apocalypse at all.
It's so true. And I remember we once talked about this at the dinner table. Like we had a big family dinner, and your brother was like, "Oh no, I would survive. I would survive a really long time." He's like, "I'm good at hiding." I'm like, "I hate to break it to you, brother, but you're 6'8" and you have no coordination." I'm sorry.
It doesn't involve just hiding too. I mean, you have to like fight your way through. Yeah, when we have right now we rent, but when we have our garage, I'm totally gonna like when we put our like tools on the wall, I want it to be like our zombie apocalypse wall of like.
I had no idea you wanted to do that.
Yeah,
you've never told me that before.
Oh no, that's happening. Yeah.
That's so hot. Maybe there is a sexual
we should,
aspect.
Wrap up this podcast.
Maybe there is a sexual aspect to zombies. Yeah, let's wrap this up, sweetheart. Got places to be.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
As Ripley's like screaming in my ear.
I know, yeah. Yeah,
hello.
the baby's getting fussy, so we better end this for multiple reasons. But yes, okay, so there you go. Lego Batman was just okay. We're gonna see how Big Little Lies continues. Santa Clarita Diet was a big thumbs up from me, and an A-OK from you.
Yeah.
And so yeah, a lot of things that we talked about tonight, but one thing that we'd like you to do is go to thenerdparty.com. There you can find all of our previous episodes as well as all of our other shows. We have so many shows coming at you every single day of the week. We're really proud of that fact. We have a lot of unique voices on the network. And you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/thenerdparty. You can find us on Twitter at joinnerdparty. And please, 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 please send us an email. Let us know what you'd like us to talk about. And by going to thenerdparty.com/contact, fill out the form from there. It'll send us an email.
What do you think about zombie genre? Why are you attracted to it? Why is it a thing?
Why do you like it?
Did we talk about something you thought maybe different?
Yeah, and if you don't like it, what are the reasons why you don't like it, or why do you think we as a culture have attached to it so strongly?
Yeah.
And also, if you like the show, please give us a review. Give us any review that you deem worthy. But if you give us a 5-star review, we will give you a mention on the show. Well, thank you so much for listening. We really do love you guys. We have a great audience. Thank you so much for the constant emails and the well wishes.
Thank you.
And the congratulations on Ripley. They're still coming in. And I love you.
I know.
Yeah, you know what it is. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Yeah, you know what it is. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Yeah, you know what it is. Everything I do it big. Yeah.
Join the revolution. Join the Nerd Party.